Welcome to episode 3 of Forever Patriots podcast. CJ and Connie back with another episode. Blessing you guys, blessing the YouTube X Wave. Also, check out our X page, Forever Pat 6 on X, separate page where just gonna be dropping content where we drop our episodes, audio version, couple graphics, so when we upload our clips throughout the week to break down the Patriots and what we've seen. So make sure to follow that as well. Forever Pat 6 on X. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Listen, it was another week, another win. So who am I to complain? You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it was a great week. Good week for me too. Kind of going by a little slow. So like
Brother,
after Sunday,
I would have bet money that today was Thursday all day, and it certainly was not. So the disappointment I feel is immeasurable.
yeah, it feels like a drag. Like I don't know. It's like what's the weather where you're at? It's like a little cloudy, rainy,
cloudy, brick.
Yeah, so, it's pretty. It's getting brick. It hit like. I think it might have been a Sunday. It was like 40-something degrees. I was like, damn.
See, I'm waking up in the morning heading to work. It's like 35. I'm like,
yeah, Scully. I put on a Scully yesterday. That's how cold it was. That's how cold it was, bro. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Florida next Thursday, so.
Oh, you got a complete switch. Weather switch.
I'm gonna be going from sweatshirts to shorts on a golf course.
Hey, have fun, brother. Have fun, man. Life.
No complaints out of me.
Absolutely. All right, guys, let's get right to it. Patriots versus Browns, week 8. Recap. Patriots moved to 6-2 after a 32-13 victory on Sunday against the Cleveland Browns at home. Patriots are now 2-2 at home this year after being undefeated on the road. Nice to get to 500 at home. Going to be very important when it comes to seeding throughout the season. The Colts are 7-1, but for this game specifically, what was your thoughts on Pats getting the W?
Yeah, to me, it was very reminiscent of the week before. You know what I mean? Kind of felt like, all right, that first quarter, it's 7-3 after the first quarter, and you're kind of like, okay, like we should be doing better. And then you kind of go into halftime, you're up 9-7, it still doesn't really feel good. So I would like the quicker starts, of course. But you can't really have everything in life, because then they come out in the third quarter, they just get away with everything. I mean, they go 21-0 in the third, and I mean you get outscored 6-2 in the fourth, like it's a baseball game. But I mean, yeah, they played well. Drake Maye is continuing to do what we had talked about last week. I know it'll be a probably the next topic, but kind of just to meld them together, I guess, if you want to say. 18-24, 282, 3 touchdowns. Did throw the interception, but he's playing very well. So, the MVP stock is rising. I know last week I said that he's kind of on the outside looking in, not because his performance has been bad. It's just because I think, other performances have been just that great. I mean, look, Jonathan Taylor with another 3 touchdowns, I think it was, against the Titans. So, he's making a very good case for an MVP, even though we all know it's a quarterback award. So I guess he'll have to rush for 20,000 yards this season in order to even get a vote. But the Patriots did exactly what they were supposed to do. I said on the show last week, I didn't want to come out of this game and never really have to be nervous about it. And I guess I was never really nervous at any point in this game. It was more just like a come on moment. Like I said, going into halftime, it's 9-7, and you're like, all right, we're kind of playing with our food here. Gabriel never looked real comfortable. Myles Garrett, obviously, with an unbelievable game. He has 5 sacks. So, you're a little worried about that with the offensive line, but at the same time, how many teams have a Myles Garrett? And it's none. It's just the Browns. You even look at some of the other pass rushers this season. You look at TJ Watt, and he's not really doing what you would expect him to do. So Garrett's kind of above and beyond what everybody else is doing right now. But I feel good, even just looking at some of the stories coming out of the game. Dan Orlovsky, I don't know what drive it was in the third quarter, but said it might have been his favorite drive of the entire season. He said that there was like 6 or 7 plays in it. All 6 of them looked different. So the defense for the Browns is just kind of all over the place. He had the clip of McDaniels come out recently where he's like, "Come on, back off 27, back off 27," and then that leads to the touchdown for Booty, who we talked about last week. Can he be number one wide receiver? He catches another touchdown this week. So everything kind of coming along. Henderson, nice game here. I think maybe the most yards he's had in the game, with the 75 on 10 carries. So looked solid there, but just a great win overall, and they did exactly what they're supposed to do. And I'm glad to be at 6-2, and we're only one off from the Colts. So got to be happy with where you are.
Yes, tailored 2 halves. First half, again, a really slow start. Seems to be a trend. It's like the Patriots are kind of unable to unlock or figure out like the first 15, like that first script from the defense and from the offense of the opposing team, and kind of both sides struggle to just figure out what the other team is going to do. And once they make the adjustments, it's a wrap. I mean, like we've seen this 3 straight weeks. So with the Saints, the Titans, and then on Sunday with the Browns, it just speaks to the coaching that we have, the preparation. Everyone's talked about Vrabel. Even you look at the past players that he played with on the Patriots, with Ty Law, Teddy Bruschi, Willie McGinnis. They all said that he was going to be a coach back then. So just his preparation, the way he holds everybody accountable, from the coaches to the players. You have Josh McDaniels, someone that excels in situational football. He's done it pretty much his entire career, calling plays in New England with Tom, with Belichick. So it's you're a little nervous because you're like this again. Like this is what you're supposed to beat this team, even though the Browns had the #1 defense when it came to yards allowed. But yeah, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do. I think they came out with some life after that win against the Dolphins the week prior. I think that they had a little bit of momentum going into that game. But once the Patriots really locked in and saw what they were going to do, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I really liken it to like a boxing fight. Like look at some of the greats like Floyd, Terrence Crawford. With the first couple rounds, they just want to figure you out, see what you do, see your tendencies, see what you like to do, and then once they're able to, figure out your tendencies, you have them beat from as soon as that moment presents itself. So I think that really happened in the second half for the Patriots. Got the interception. Spillane. Spillane's done a phenomenal job, man. I mean, first year with the Pats, familiar with the defense because of his time in Tennessee with Mike Vrabel, but first time in New England, carrying that linebacker lore that's Grace Foxborough over the last 20 years. I mean, he's living up to the hype. I mean, he struggled a little bit early in the season with some missed tackles, but I mean, again, like this is a journeyman. Like he was on the Steelers, the Raiders, the Titans. Like it wasn't like he was just some like marquee guy that came to the Patriots. There was a lot of questions about like what he would do and how well he would play, and he's done a phenomenal job. I think he has 2 interceptions already this year. I think he got one on Aaron Rodgers against played Pittsburgh, and then another one on Dylan Gabriel on Sunday. So that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, leading to that touchdown pass from Maye to Hunter Henry. And like, when we get in the red zone, it's scary. It's scary.
You feel
honestly.
good about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you could present so many different formations. You could have Matt Collins Hooper, and Henry out there. I mean, all those three guys 6'4" plus, and in that small amount of space to have guys at that size, at that height, with the accuracy of Drake Maye, it makes it makes it much easier to score when you get in the red area as opposed to having smaller guys, speedy guys. When that kind of favors the defense, they don't really want to get hit. They really don't want to get the contact after the catch. So to have players like that, I think it was a great job by Elliott Wolf, Mike Vrabel, getting those guys in the offseason. Someone like Mac Hollins, he's been incredible for us. Catches everything, sure hands. So yeah, like Henry getting the touchdown, that's easy. I mean, he had 10 touchdowns in the McDaniels offense in 2021. So he's going to find his way in open space to score. Then Diggs getting his first touchdown in a Patriot uniform, long overdue, had a couple 100-yard games with the Panthers and then with Buffalo, but was unable to get in the end zone. And everybody else got in the end zone except him. Pop, Booty, Hollins, Hooper, Henry. So he was like the last one. So just to see the way they all celebrated once he was able to get in was a special moment there. Nice little like rub route. It was really similar to the Super Bowl 49 play, like with Ricardo Lockett and Bowen in there. But great rub route from Hollins to kind of just seal off that inside corner to give Diggs the opportunity to just get a clean catch as soon as Drake sees it and throws it. Easy pitch and catch. It was a great play. I mean, it was only a matter of time. He was going to find himself in the end zone with how well we moved down the field on a game-by-game basis. So excited for him. And then, again, I mean, this is going to happen every Sunday. Drake made a Kayshon Boutte. I mean, this is going to be the norm. This is just the beginning stages of that. I liken their chemistry really to Brady and Edelman, to me. I mean, just because they started off last year and developed like that relationship then, and now you're seeing it transition into the offseason training camp, and now into the second year with them being a duo. First year McDaniels offense, it's like they've played together for 5-6 years already. So as the games continue to go on and as defenses continue to sleep and not be on the same page, and we finally have a down the field threat at wide receiver. I mean, this is really the first time that we've had a real true down the field guy at the wide receiver spot, at that X spot. I want to say maybe like Brandon Cooks, maybe like one of the last few guys. Everyone else was really that, and Edelman, Amendola, LaFell went down the field at times, but I would never really consider him like a deep threat. I think Cooks was really probably the only one that would fill up Dorsett, kind of that gadget guy. But that was kind of like just what he was out there to do, was just stretch the field. Like for Boutte, it's everything. It's down the field, intermediate, short routes. It's just a beast. It's just a beast. We got an LSU wide receiver too. It's just you don't have to be afraid to say that or be a little nervous. Like we have an LSU wide receiver as well. I mean, he makes plays, man. He is a true playmaker. And Drake Maye. I mean, it's just game by game, just getting better and better. Like you said, we are going to talk more about Drake in the second segment, but first half, you could get rattled. A lot of young quarterbacks, to get that amount of pressure put on you in that first half, the way Myles Garrett was playing, I mean, he was looking like he was about to break Derek Thomas's sack record, single game sack record. That was what it was looking like. I mean, we couldn't block him at all. And as well as Will Campbell has played, of course, you're still another guy. NFL. Yeah, I mean, of course. He's had a few. He's had Crosby, Watt. He's had a few guys already, so it hasn't been easy on that left side. And for the most part, he's done a really good job. I mean, when the stats came out at the end of the game, he only allowed 2 sacks out of the 5. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's Myles Garrett. It's one of the best players in the world. But 5 sacks was crazy. I was a little scared there, and he was literally changing the game. I mean, we would get down in the red area. He would get a sack. or we would get close to the red zone or get close to field goal range. He would get a sack that would take us out of field goal range, and then we'd have to. It was like 3rd and 23, and Drake threw a pass to Booty for like 21 yards that put us in field goal range to make it 9-7. It's like, and then that pass, by the way, was such a great pass by Maye, because the defense was on the inside of Booty, and Drake threw it on the outside so Booty could catch it and then bring it to his body, as opposed to a hospital ball, and have him throw it over the middle and catch it and get rocked. That, those passes, like, yeah, the deep passes are good, but those type of passes from Drake was something I've been really impressed with from him so early in his career. But yeah, Garrett was he was going off, but that's the second half really changed everything. It was turnover. Jalen Hawkins, incredible interception, one-handed interception. It's about really the only time that Dylan Gabriel has pushed the ball down the field so far in his rookie career, his first 4 games, and it led to a one-handed interception. And I think that was really the game plan for the Patriots defense. It's like, listen, like, if this guy throws the ball down the field, you pick it off, like, get an interception, like, make him pay for doing that, because that's something that he does not do. That's something that he's not familiar with, and really the Browns don't want him to do that, just based on how they play. It was like, damn, bro, like, they didn't push the ball down the field at all. And Jerry Jeudy had 2 targets, not even 2 catches. I mean, 2 targets. That offense was anemic. I knew all the Patriots had to do was really just tackle, just tackle. Don't give them any type of yards after the catch. Tackle those guys. We wrapped up, did a great job in the second half, and from there, I mean, we knew Cleveland, they had no opportunity to come back because their offense isn't created to do that. So, big win, great win from the Patriots, necessary win because of the defense that we played, and then also getting the win at home, which is going to be very important throughout the season. So we talked a little bit about Drake Maye. You kind of gave his stats off: 18 to 24, 284, 3 touchdowns. It's another incredible game. Slow start, as we said earlier, but was still able to get in field goal range to lead to 3 straight field goals after some slow drives. I think we said like 5 or 6 last week in like kind of the MVP rankings. Have your thoughts changed on his rankings after this week?
Well, I'm looking right now, just a little quick search on what sports book is this? Let's see. I don't know. I think this might be MGM. He's currently in third right now. He's plus 550 behind Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, yeah, listen, you keep putting weeks like this together and you're gonna keep rising. I guess I guess I'm being too nice to other people. Let's be realistic here, because it's going to be a quarterback award, and I was talking about CMC and Jonathan Taylor. Unfortunately, I can just eliminate them because it's just not going to happen. Like, and that's not even me trying to like be annoying or anything. It's such a quarterback award that they legitimately have to do something that we haven't seen before for them to even get consideration. Like, Saquon was how many yards away from breaking the rushing record last year, and I don't even know how many votes he got, but it was mostly towards Lamar and Josh Allen. So, there has to be a real unbelievable performance. But yeah, I think three does sound right about now, behind Patrick Mahomes. I mean, honestly, if you want to say 2, I'm not going to be mad at you putting him ahead of Josh Allen. I mean, listen, the one game that they played against each other, he won. Now, are wins a quarterback award, stat? We count them as they do. I mean, you don't ever see running backs and then, career wins. You don't see wide receivers and career wins, but you always see quarterbacks and career wins. It's always how many wins, this coach and quarterback had. It's not, coach and running back. So if you're going to put wins as the quarterback award, listen, the one time they played, I think he outplayed him as well. And the passing stats are great for Maye. Just to be truthful, you can look them up yourselves. But on top of that, and I guess in a weird way, I'm almost not used to it because I've been a Patriot fan, so I'm so used to Tom Brady, and then I was used to Mac Jones. But like the rushing stats are there too. I mean, you look at even last game, he had 7 rushes for 50 yards. Like he's doing things with his legs. Like it is an actual threat that is in his game. I wouldn't exactly call him a dual threat quarterback, because I think I, I I just have a more specific thing for dual threat like that. You're talking about Kyler, you're talking about Lamar. I say Josh Allen is because I think he does it a little bit more often, and I think he's a little bit better of a runner in the open field than May. I think May is very good at escaping the pocket, getting up the sideline, getting out of bounds, or sliding. But I wouldn't exactly say dual threat. But that's me being extra picky, to be honest with you. So you include the rushing stats, you include what he's done completion percentage wise, how efficient the offense does seem. Yeah, the 2-3 position kind of makes sense. Um, with the way Mahomes is playing, he's probably at 1 right now. Um, you can put May at 2, maybe Allen at 3, and then I don't know, maybe I just have a soft spot for him, but I think Baker Mayfield's like 6th on this list right now. That doesn't make any sense to me. What he's done this year with all the injuries that the Bucs have had, I put him in the top 4 very easily. I mean, with the offensive line, no Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Ayuk is hurt for halves. And I mean, I think that he's just had an unbelievable year. So I put Baker right there as well. But yeah, listen, if you want to put him maybe 2 or 3, excluding any other position because that's kind of what this is. I can't argue with you at all.
Yeah, I got at number 5. I got Baker, and I got Josh Allen at 5. Baker Mayfield at 4. Patrick Mahomes at 3. Drake May at 2, and Jonathan Taylor at 1.
Hey, listen.
We give love to the running backs on this.
I was gonna say that's I agree. I probably put Mahomes ahead of May, I guess. But then again, they had a bad start to the season. So
that's what I'm saying.
I like your list more. What'd you do? You did Josh, Baker, Mahomes, May, JT.
JT, yeah.
Damn, I might listen. I might have to even bump out. I might bump out Josh Allen for CMC. I'm sorry about it, but I mean, look at what he's done so far. Imagine that 40. Oh, listen, the 49ers have injuries everywhere, but imagine that team without CMC too. I mean, my God.
Yeah, the completely different team without McCaffrey, no question. I just think Taylor again, just if he's able to, he's on pace to break in LaDainian Tomlinson's record when LaDainian Tomlinson won MVP. So it's like, when you do, it's unfortunate you have to do things like that outside of a quarterback in order for you to win MVP. But I mean, listen, without him, I know Darren Jones having a great year, but 28 back there makes a lot of things easier for Daniel Jones.
We know what that team is built around. We know exactly that team is built
around. As it should. It took a little while. He had a couple injury-plagued seasons his last few years, but when he was on, it was a wrap. So, good to see him.
Team thanks him as well.
Yeah. Good to see him back healthy. So I got him number 1, and then I got Drake May at 2. I think as he continues to get some dubs here, if there's a position down throughout the season down the road, if they're able to get the number 1 seed and surpass Indianapolis, see on the schedule, you got that Buccaneers game. So you're going to have Drake versus Baker. That's going to be a pretty big game when it comes to notable wins and completing the narrative for an MVP season. I think May has one right now with the Josh Allen win in Buffalo that you talked about earlier. That's a massive win, all things considered, because of how the Bills just completely destroyed us over the last 5 years. And it was kind of like the turning of the page, like, okay, like Patriots are back now. Like, you're still going to be great, but we're also great now too. So that was a big win. And I just think he's just a complete quarterback. I mean, highest completion percentage down the field than any other quarterback in the league. This is with everyone, with all the outside and so-called experts saying that He doesn't have any wide receivers. It's just Stephon Diggs and a bunch of nobodies. Well, I mean, he's pushing the ball down the field to a bunch of quote unquote nobodies. So it's like it's obviously not the case. He's not checking it down. He's actually changing the way Josh McDaniels calls plays as well. Because even you look at the way McDaniels called plays with Mac Jones as opposed to Drake Maye, it's completely different. I mean, even in 2021, what was that game where I think Maye threw the ball twice?
Wasn't that the Bill game when
There
it
was
was
a Bill
like
on Monday night. Yeah,
yeah, when it was what was it? Super windy or something? Is that what it
it
was?
was super cold, super cold out there. I think it was like below 7. Um, and I think Damian Harris had like that big 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
That I mean, this would never happen with Maye at quarterback. There would never be a situation where the Patriots offense's game plan and say, hey, Maye's only going to throw the ball 2 times. Not happening. So we have a game changer. You know, Mac Jones having a really solid year as a backup in San Fran. Always felt like that was a good spot for him, but he's a game manager. Like even Brock Purdy, I know he got the bread. I know he got game-changing bread, but to me, he's still a game manager. Tua Tagovailoa, they're in that same category to me. Drake Maye's a game changer, and we're seeing that right now this season. I wouldn't say he's like in the middle between mobile and dual threat, because mobile guys, I would consider like Mahomes are mobile.
Primary Rodgers was mobile.
Yeah, exactly. Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, like they could go get 8 yards if you completely like turn your back to the quarterback and there's no spy out there. They could go get 8 or 9 on a 3rd down, but there's no RPOs, there's no option plays being ran for them. Even though the Patriots, they don't run those RPOs and option plays because that's not really Josh McDaniels' offense. It's really more vertical as opposed to sideline to sideline. I mean, they could do that if need be. Like that's an option, and who knows? Like down the road in the playoffs, we could see that because it's going to be very deceptive. You're running the ball well, and he keeps it. That defensive end more than likely is going to go to that running back just because there's not a lot of film on Drake Maye keeping it and keeping on the run pass option. So more rushing touchdowns can occur, and just depending on what the defense gives us. So he's like a tweener between mobile and dual threat. He's just a guy right now. He's just a guy right now, man. Like I said, the accuracy I just really been impressed with. Just the touch, that pass, the booty, 39-yard touchdown to Kayshawn. Just perfect, right in the bread basket. All he had to do was just turn and look for it right there. I mean, it's just things like that where you really don't see a lot of young quarterbacks making those type of plays so early. You saw Patrick Mahomes do it, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow after he got hurt his rookie season. We saw him play really well in that second year. Josh Allen, he played well in the second year, but it really wasn't until that 3rd year where he was like coming out party when they got Diggs and everything. But you saw the progression. This is different, man. This is like really on pace with Lamar Jackson. The way Lamar Jackson, when they went 6-1, when they put Lamar out there, lost to the Chargers in the playoffs, and then that next year he wins MVP and has one of the greatest seasons you've ever seen from a quarterback. Not necessarily like it's different. It looks different, but in terms of the progression and the growth, its trajectory is the same to me. So, again, he's one of the best quarterbacks, 5th in passing yards, number 1 in completion percentage, top 3 in passing touchdowns. Doesn't throw any interceptions. I know he got the one Schlesinger. That was a great interception by Schlesinger. Yeah. I probably thought he could probably just throw it over him, but his linebackers are different. So yeah, I got him third right now, and I think as the weeks go on, as get a couple more solid wins here, maybe if we sweeping Buffalo will probably put him in a good spot. Of course, you also have to see what the Colts do, but Mahomes starting to catch on. That's why I got him third, just because once they started getting everybody back, Rice, Hollywood, Juju, Worthy, yes, Kelsey's really looking like he got a fountain of youth now. So I got Mahomes. He's creeping up there after some slow after a slow start to the season. But Maye's been consistently great, really. Outside of that Steeler game, he's been incredible. So, yeah, I got him third, and I think, listen, as we keep going, I could definitely he can win MVP. I believe he can win MVP. He's definitely up there for sure. Some other news happened this week in the Patriots world. Patriots extend captain, DB, Pro Bowler Marcus Jones 3 years, over 36. Well overdue. Knew an extension was going to happen eventually. There was a lot of talks before the season started. And then after the first few weeks, there were some negotiations and discussions, but able to get a deal done. Jones had an incredible season so far. What's your thoughts about this extension?
Yeah, no, like you said, overdue. I mean, 3 for 36. You look at the market uh, for some of these players now. I feel like that's absolutely nothing. Um, it doesn't feel like it's really putting too big of a dent into the salary cap, which the Patriots need to use anyway. They've had you know tons of money in the salary cap over the last few years. As obviously other contracts have fallen off, and certain players have been lost, so they got to put the money somewhere. And I mean, you're never going to get an argument when you're extending an all-pro person who can play all over the place. I mean, punt returns, playing in the slot corner, uh, having that Swiss Army knife is such an important aspect because you're filling multiple positions with one person. I mean, I think the best example is that utility player in baseball. You have that one guy on the team that's like, oh, well, we got to rest our third baseman today. All right, well, Jack can go play. The second baseman hurt his ankle last night. All right, well, Jack's got it anyway. Oh, the right fielder, hurt his elbow. Oh, well, Jack's got. That's what Marcus Jones has kind of been. So when you're gonna be able to fill multiple needs with one person and at a price where, like I said, I just don't think it's anything out of this world. It's a situation where I feel like you just kind of have to do it. The numbers are right there in front of you. I think it would have been silly to lose somebody of his status over, a contract extension, essentially, 3 years, 36. Like I said, you're seeing some of these contracts now that 36 is what people want in one season, obviously in different positions, but I mean 3 years for 36 it's just nothing that I think is putting a dent into the Patriots plan moving forward. And I think that's an important aspect too. This isn't baseball, this isn't the NBA, where I feel like baseball, there is no salary cap. The NBA, I feel like there's a lot of ways to circumvent certain things. The NFL really does have that like hard salary cap. Uh, Obviously, you can put money into the signing bonus and kind of get away with it and restructure deals and everything. But I don't even think this is a deal that you're going to end up having to restructure. If anything, the only way you would have to restructure is if in a couple of years he's like, listen, look what I've done since then. Like, I need a little bit of a raise here. Like, what are we doing? That's the only way. But I mean, this is a deal that's right in front of you, and sometimes the simple things are the good things, and this was a pretty simple, cut and dry thing that you needed to get done.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened now, before the season ended. I mean, he's want to rank our players so far this year. I mean, he's a top 5 player on the team. Maybe you got Maye.
Yeah.
I throw Will Campbell in there. Yeah, I mean, top 3. I mean, you could argue top 3.
Yeah.
So he's just been incredible. He's been incredible. His ability to return kicks, turn punts, playing in that nickel spot. 12 mil a year for someone that brings to the for what he brings to the table is a steal. is a big steal. Um, it's just also just good to extend homegrown guys. You see this a lot of times in the Belichick era. We would draft players and they would play well, and then once it was time to contracts negotiations came around, most Patriot fans already knew the likelihood of that guy staying was very low because Belichick has a way of contracts, and he was really the GM and did everything when it came to extending players and acquiring guys. So not necessarily the happy friendly really when it comes to paying guys. So it's good to see some of our homegrown guys stay for a few more years, man. They're saying the extension until 2028. It's made a plethora of plays. It's just his versatility on two different phases of the game, special teams and defense. I mean, to be a captain on two different sides, it's like it's valuable, extremely valuable. So, congratulations to him, his family. It's like generational wealth, and hopefully he continues to play well, and he can stay a Patriot for life. I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal. I mean, because with the two cornerbacks that we already have, I mean, the secondary is going to be locked up pretty soon. Of course, going to extend Gonzo here, soon. So you got Davis, Gonzalez, Jones. Those are your three DBs for the next 3 years or so. Yeah, I like that. I like that going up against anybody in the world with that secondary. And then you got a young safeties with Hawkins and Woodson. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of this team. They're also able to extend guys like Jones because Drake Maye is still on a rookie contract, still on a rookie deal. So you really have to maximize this window before he starts making 55, 60 million annually. Yeah, so try to lock up your key guys, important pieces before you go back to the drawing board and restock in the draft. So you'll keep these key guys like Jones, and it's just going to continue to help the progression and how far we're going to go in this new Patriot era. So congratulations to him. Just keep making plays, man. Just keep making plays, and hopefully he can get that red jacket when it's all said and done.
Little ring of honor.
Yes, sir. Couple other news for the Patriots. Couple departures. Kyle Duggar has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Keon White traded to the San Francisco 49ers. I'll pull up the picture for Keon after we talk about Duggar. But obviously Duggar has been with the Patriots for the last few years. So with Steelers, they're stealing our guys, man. I mean, they took Jabril Peppers. They took Jabril Peppers early before the season started, and then now they got Duggar. What's your thoughts on this?
I was a big Kyle Duggar fan, and it just seems like Vrabel in the new system, it's kind of not fitting. So listen, they're on the coaching staff. I clearly am not. That's why I get to talk about it instead. So I have to choose to have faith in them. And I don't think that, like you said, we've had two young safeties. They're playing well. And if he's not fitting into the system the way that they want it to, listen, you got to do what you have to do. Now he gets traded for, as that one comment says, a bag of Funyuns. I'm always so shocked by NFL trades because you look at the NBA, like what was it? Paul George got traded for like 97 first round picks. And then you have somebody on a solid contract, second round pick, and he's traded for what, like a sixth? Yeah, a sixth round pick. Like NFL trades are always the craziest thing to me. But I mean, listen, even on the season, 17 total tackles, no sacks. I don't think he has an interception this year either. So it's not like, you look at the stats themselves, it's not like you're losing anything out of this world. And then, kind of just to do a 2-1, it's the same thing with Keon White. I mean, he was a healthy scratch for this game. Once you start getting into the healthy scratch situations, a trade is inevitable or being cut. So at least you're getting something back for the both of them. Obviously, Duggar was more relevant to this team, I think. Yeah, well, like I said, when you get into the healthy scratch situation, you're either getting cut or you're just being traded away. And I'm just happy that they ended up getting something for him. But I think that these two trades are definitely setting up for them to go do something. We talked about it last week. What are some of their needs? Just reading some of the stories online, it definitely is more of that pass rush situation. So you start looking around. Raiders are bad. Everybody talks about Max Crosby every year. He gets pissed off about it every single year because he wants to be a Raider. He's not the one that's ever requested a trade or anything like that. Uh, if he's if he's available, that's a call that you make clearly. Uh, Myles Garrett is pissed off on the sidelines. The Browns aren't going to trade him, but some of these things, that's the high end, of course, but some of these medium level guys become available, and you can clear out some space to make room for the new. You got to do what you got to do. So both of these trades here, I don't think you're losing anything of significant value. I don't think it's a big change up to the team. I see some people, you're playing so well, why change things up now? You could always be better. There is never a world where you can't end up being better at something. So I choose to have faith in the front office and everything that they've put together, because it's gotten us to a 6-2 record so far, and playing the best football that I've seen since Brady left. I mean, even that year they went to the playoffs, I didn't think it was the greatest team in the world, but I think that this team, especially on the defensive side, listen, they still haven't given up a 50-yard rusher. We're into week 9 of the season. Like that is an impressive thing to have on your resume. So whatever they're doing is clearly working, and I don't think that they, either one of these players, especially Keon White, I don't think either one of these is something that's gonna break the team down.
Yeah, tough losses for Duggar, man. Duggar was one of the guys, man. He made a lot of plays for the Patriots during his time in New England. Keon White, I'm a little shocked with, because last year he made some splash plays. Look at that first game against the Bengals. Looked like we was gonna have a premier edge rusher for the next decade. It looked like, but rest of the season kind of fizzled out. Really unable to get to the quarterback like many had expected. I thought bringing in Vrabel, Terrell Williams, now obviously Zach Kerr, calling the plays for the defense, that this would help White in terms of taking his game to the next level, because Vrabel is a guy that's in the trenches in that backer spot where he does a lot of developmental tactics and helps guys at that position. So I thought it would help Keon White when we brought in Vrabel, but it just hasn't really worked out. I mean, guys have really come in: K'Lavon Chaisson, Anthony Jennings, Tonga. Just come in and just outplayed him. He's just able to just do a better job, especially Chaisson. I mean, Chaisson's on a 1-year deal, and he was getting more snaps in training camp and obviously so far through in the season. So I think that with trading White is going to probably lead to an extension for Chaisson in the offseason, because he has done a really good job on the end. They're opposite side of Harold Landry. We already know the middle of that D-line is locked in. Safety work, I'm a little not concerned, but the depth is a little thin now. And Jalen Hawkins, he came back last week against Cleveland, but he did miss the 2 games prior with the hamstring. And then you obviously have Craig Woodson as a rookie back there. So I probably could maybe get a safety via trade, maybe bring someone else. Could clearly maybe call someone up from the practice squad, but I would say the safety depth is a little thin after trading Duggar, but we'll see what they do. I mean, we still have some time left before the trade deadline. In terms of specific needs, yeah, I think it really just goes back to what we were saying last week. Just Running back, I was gonna still say running back. Trayvon Henderson had a really good game last on Sunday against Cleveland, but doesn't hurt to bring someone in there. I know Jennings just got called up from the practice squad. He's solid. Terrell Jennings, solid back, scat back type guy. But you can use another power back, someone in there, that 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. If you need a first down situationally. And of course, edge rusher. I think the need is going to be the same for New England until the trade deadline. But yeah, it's just, Duggar made a lot of plays. Made a lot of plays in New England uniform, but what happens? It's a part of the business. So I wish Kyle Duggar and Keon White the best and at their new teams, and they go make plays and try to get the bag at that new destination.
I mean, listen, Steelers need all the help they can get right now. So Duggar, he's definitely gonna have a chance. And White, I mean, if the 49ers have any more injuries, I don't know who they're gonna trot out there. So he's gonna get his chances too. So hey, no bad blood. Good luck to the both of them, unless they're playing the Patriots.
Exactly, unless they're playing us. Taking a look at the AFC East. Patriots 6-2, Buffalo Bills 5-2, Miami Dolphins are 2-6, and the New York Jets are 1-7. The Bills, the Dolphins, everyone won. Everyone in the AFC East got a W in Week 8. Jets got an upset against the Cincinnati Bengals. Dolphins went out there and got a win, 34-10 on the Falcons. 40-9 was the score between the Bills and the Carolina Panthers. AFC East outlook through 8 weeks, man. What's your thoughts?
Still sitting pretty up top. Obviously, you have the win against the Bills, which is the most important aspect. Things have the win against the Dolphins as well. So, we're sitting in a good position. Listen, it's going to come down to the Patriots and the Bills. Everybody knows that by now. I still think 2 wins against the Jets are free. I like another win against the Dolphins. So it's going to come down. It's going to come down to the Bills, and we get them at home this time. So it's a game that I think you should expect to win at this point. I mean, the way that they're playing, that's a game that the Patriots should probably win, and hell might even be favored in. Obviously, things could change this week with the Bills playing the Chiefs. I'm as big of a Chief hater as probably 99% of America is by now. So I am going to kind of root for them, I guess, to beat the Bills, get a little bit more separation between us and them, us and the Bills, I should say. Because you expect the Patriots to win this week against the Falcons at home. So I don't think you can complain about where we're sitting because it's first place. You just got to continue to do what you're doing. Like I said, the Bills are playing the Chiefs this week. That's a hard game. They usually have good success against them in the regular season. It's the postseason where they've kind of struggled with them. But Dolphins and Jets are out of it, and I expect that to be 3 more wins right there. So it's going to come down to when the Patriots play the Bills again. And if you can sweep them, I mean, you're in prime position. And right now, number 2 seed overall. I think it's going to be between the Patriots, Bills, Chiefs, maybe not even Chiefs, because I think they started off a little bit too slow, maybe, because you expect them to still drop, another game or 2 throughout the course of this season. I don't think they're going to win out. So probably coming down to the Patriots, and the Colts. It's like it's Brady versus Manning all over again, apparently.
It's looking like that, man. Like a little throwback, deja vu of Patriots Colts. Taking care of business, doing exactly what the Patriots need to do. Falcons are like a weird team. Like the Panthers are a weird team because they shut out Atlanta like 30-0. Yeah. Got a good win against the Cowboys. But then against New England and against the Bills, they look very pedestrian. So they're one of those, like, you got to just hope you don't catch them on a certain Sunday. Right, yeah, that's right. That is true. Right, that is true. Andy Dalton was out there. So completely different looking team with Dalton out there as opposed to Bryce Young. Jets, wow, what a comeback. I mean, I mean, I don't know. The Bengals defense, they're so lucky that AFC North is as bad as it is this year because a loss like that could really like hurt your season or be a deciding factor on whether you win the division. And who knows, that could still be a possibility. I know they got the win against Pittsburgh on Thursday Night Football, so that's really what's keeping them afloat right now. But yeah, that was a bad loss. that was a bad loss from the Bengals.
Well, but up 15 in the fourth, I think it was.
Yeah, exactly. So Jets, like the Jets, I mean, they're 1-7. They have 7 losses on the year, but a lot of those losses, they weren't complete blowouts. Some of them were close games, and just the offense was non-existent. So you just kind of be careful with them. I mean, for them to put up 39, it's kind of crazy. So that saying of any given Sunday is really true.
Yeah,
Miami was a good win against against the Falcons. I thought the Falcons were going to win that game, especially after their loss to the 49ers on Sunday Night Football. Thought they would come back and get a win the following week. So they're on a 2-game skid. So that was a nice win for the Dolphins. But ultimately, Buffalo and New England. I mean, that's really what it is. Exactly what you just said. New England just has to defeat the teams they're supposed to beat. I mean, don't lay down. Like I said, these last few weeks they've done a really good job of defeating the teams they're supposed to beat, that they're clearly better than, and showing why. Not like these little close, one possession wins. It's like we're better than you. Like, yeah, the game may start off slow, but after 60 minutes, we're clearly the better team, and they've done that against the teams they're supposed to play against. Going to get a little bit. But like I said, that Buccaneers game is tricky. The Buffalo game. So there's still some games there where the win is very important.
Play the Ravens.
Exactly. Lamar will be back by then. So yeah, there's still some big wins on the schedule for New England that they have to accomplish. But yeah, that 4-0 on the road looks beautiful. That looks amazing. I mean, that's nice to see, and getting that win on Sunday to break even at home was a good look because, man, I mean, it used to be so demoralizing and disappointing watching Patriot home games getting blasted by 20, 23, 18 after for so long seeing it's like it didn't matter who pulled up to Gillette Stadium. It was going to be an automatic L. Seeing so many playoff games, conference championship games go through one place. Then after Tom leaves for the stadium and the vibe at home to look completely different, I think it's really important for this Patriot team to really set the new standard of the importance of winning at home. So Bills are 3-1. That one loss is to us. Let's get it. And like I said, New England, they got to keep it up. They got to keep it up at home for sure because that's going to matter not only in the divisional standings but in the conference standings as well. Thursday Night Football, we got the Ravens and the Dolphins. I think Lamar will be playing this game.
Yeah, Lamar's back.
So I got Baltimore. Baltimore.
I mean, you gotta expect a Baltimore W, and now Dolphins, turn back into a pumpkin.
Jets have a bye week. KC, Buffalo. It's in Buffalo. It's that Jim Nantz, Tony Romo game. Who you got?
Well, I mean, I should root for the Chiefs. I like I said earlier, I hate them just as much as everybody else does. So I should root for them, and I said I probably would like 10 seconds ago, but I just want the Bills to win. I don't know what. Maybe it's because we beat the Bills' ass for so long that like I just can't hate them. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to have rivalry. Like I don't know. They just don't piss me off. Like The Jets still annoy me more than anybody. Like losing to the Jets whenever we did, which was very rare, would always annoy me. I just can't find myself to hate the Bills. So I'm gonna root for the Bills in this because my hatred for the Chiefs is more, and I know that's wrong of me as a Patriot fan. But hey, listen, you can't be perfect in every aspect of life. Just the other 99% of it.
Usually I would never be rooting for any of these teams, Chiefs and the Bills, but I'm gonna go with Kansas City. They've been playing really well over the last few weeks. Buffalo came off the bye, got a really good win against Carolina, but that Mahomes Allen matchup always going to be special. It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a great game.
Oh, yeah.
I just think Kansas City gets it done. They really have all their weapons now. Don't really trust Buffalo's secondary or their run game.
Yeah, their run defense.
The run defense hasn't been great. They're going to have to really show everyone else. I know they have. I'm sure they have belief, but they got to show everybody else that their defense looks completely different than what we saw against the Patriots and then also against the Falcons on Monday night. Bijan went for like $180, and Drake London, had like 9 catches for $158. So this will be a true test for that Buffalo defense. Until I see otherwise, I'm going with Kansas City.
So you did the smart analysis thing. I did the whole, I hate who I hate.
I don't like this team. It's over.
If there's no more haters left on this planet, let me know. I died. It's over with. Because that will be me. Ride or die for my team. So.
Always. All right. Last but not least, Week 9 preview. Got the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Foxborough to play the New England Patriots. Falcons are 3-4 on a 2-game losing skid to the 49ers and to the Dolphins, as we just talked about in the last segment. How do you see this game playing out?
Do we know if Mr. Penix is back? Or are we still at a Kirk Cousins vehicle here? Because not that I think it should really matter. Not that I think it should really matter, to be honest with you, but listen, the Patriots should win this game. I think this will be one, probably, biggest test part 2, I would say, because, anytime you play the Bills with Josh Allen back there as a quarterback, it's going to be a test, but, you have some solid players on this team with, like you said, Drake London. So I'm interested to see who they match him up with, if somebody travels with him, or if it's kind of whatever side he chooses. And then this is easily the biggest test for the run defense. We were just stated it before. They haven't given up a 50-yard rusher. Would I be surprised if this is the game they finally do it? No. Listen, Bijan is unbelievable. I think he's talent-wise and explosive-wise might be one of the top players in all of football. I think he can break one off at any given second. So it is certainly possible that they finally give up a 50-yard rusher. But as long as it doesn't get out of hand, it doesn't matter. Listen, if the streak gets broken, but they give up 65 yards to Bijan, I'm still throwing a party because that means you did your job. And I, you go back to the Bill Belichick ways of do your job and the Patriot way and everything like that. They just have to do that. Like you said, the Falcons kind of are this up and down team. They're on the 2-game skid right now. When they played against the Bills, it looked like they were, gonna take off. So I'm interested to see who the quarterback is in this one. I think either way, the Patriots should have a win. And I think one of the things I really want to see out of it, besides a win, and we talked about it earlier again, is just a little bit of a quicker start. Because when you do get, into playoff time in December and January, and hopefully we're playing in February, that's when you play these good teams, you can't afford these slow starts. If you're going into halftime against somebody like Kansas City or the Bills, or hell, you got to say the Colts this year. if you're going into halftime and you're only able to put up 6, and now you're climbing out of a hole, maybe it's 20-6 something at halftime, 17-6 at halftime, you're putting yourself in a hole. So I would like the quicker starts. Everybody talks about those first 15 plays, maybe getting a little bit of a better script here, and coming out and just punching teams in the face instead of, like you said, kind of that boxer situation where you feel somebody out for 4 or 5 rounds, and then you get into the championship time and you win. Listen, you're never gonna complain about winning, but like I said before, there's always ways to improve. So a little bit of a quicker start here, kind of controlling Bijan as best as you can. I listen. I've always been a big proponent of stop what they do best and live with whatever else happens. I said it for years when I mean, I guess it's still happening, but when Travis Kelce was going for 150 yards, 10 catches against teams, I maybe it was, I'm spoiled Patriot fan. I saw it with Bill. He would take the number 2 corner and put him with a safety help over the top and take out your number 1 wide receiver, and your best cornerback was up against the number 2, so you're basically shutting both of them down. If you were a good running team, no, you weren't that week. So I just think that that's always been what I've thought. So I'll never understand how you let somebody's best player beat you. Now, listen, sometimes you game plan for it and they just have a day. You're not going to stop everybody every single time, but I would just be disappointed if all of a sudden I look up and Bijan has one of those 152 touchdown games and they just let him get loose constantly. I think that would be more disappointing than anything. And don't get me wrong, if he has 120 yards, I guess I would have to see how it looks, because maybe, first play of the game, he takes one for 80 yards to the house. Oh, no, what's going to happen? And the rest of the game, you kind of hold him down. That'd be fine, too. I just don't want to see the consistent, death by 1,000 cuts. He has, 20 carries, 160 yards, because then he really didn't do anything. I think this is, the run defense's biggest test by far. So I'm curious to see how they do against it. And then, listen, Drake London is a good wide receiver. Kyle Pitts has been, a disappointment, but he has the talent for where he was drafted in that position for a reason. So I'm intrigued to see what this game is, but at the same time, I'm kind of intrigued also because I guess it depends on what Falcon team we get on what your expectations should be. But it's been an up and down team. Patriots have been consistent, so you stay consistent, play your brand of football, and let the Falcons be the ones that are up and down and get another win here.
Very tricky game. Yeah, they could, the Falcons, they have the talent to definitely sneak up on you and get a dub, despite the 2-game losing streak. They got some dangerous players. I mean, got to start, of course, with Bijan Robinson. It says here that the Falcons are optimistic that Michael Penix Jr. will play on Sunday. It said that he had a bone bruise in his knee. That's why he missed the game against the Dolphins. So, yes, going from Cousins to Penix, it's a big jump, because Cousins just, we've been saying it on the internet for a long time. He's not that guy. He's just not that guy. He got a lot of chances, even in Atlanta. But as we see, he's just not that guy. Penix brings a different element because of the personality, the leadership. He's already a captain. Like, it's similar to Maye when they believe in a young quarterback. They feel like they have hope with him back there. So bringing him back is going to be something that the Patriots defense is going to have to adjust to. But most importantly is stop Bijan Robinson. Number one, you have to stop him. We got the guys up front to do so. We've done an incredible job. Got the best rush defense in the league. So it is going to be a big test. It is going to be a big challenge. And it's really about eliminating that one cut, right? That's that second cut. Because what they'll do, they do a lot of stretch plays. So like they'll run all the way to the side and cut back if there's nothing there. You gotta have gap and angle responsibility with the D line. The backers cannot overcommit. The backers and the D linemen, and they're so fundamentally sound. Just watching over just these few weeks and how they play and how they do stop the run. They've done a great job. I mean, they completely. I thought Judkins would get a few splash plays here and there, and it just didn't happen on Sunday. So that's going to be the key. That's going to be the key. Make it 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and they do have players that can convert on 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9. But New England has the players that could stop that as well with Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez. Wherever Drake London goes is going to be a big chess match, a matchup for him, whether it's Gonzo or Davis. Just about getting pressure on Penix from the middle and from the outside. I look for Chason to have a really good game. On Sunday, he's coming back from a bone bruise in his knee. He's like Penix Jr. He's like in the mobile side, like he's on the mobile side of the dual threat quarterback position. So like, can he go out and get a couple yards? Yes, but he'll rather stay in the pocket. So wrap him up, get him to the ground quickly. You don't want any playground backyard football plays that's created off missed tackles. Just be fundamentally sound, take care of business. If they do move down the field, make sure you hold them to 3. So eliminate the touchdowns. We know what they're going to do. That's the best thing to do on the road is run the football. So it's going to be a collision course between that offensive line and the Patriots front seven. So we'll see who comes out the victor. That will ultimately decide and play a big factor in how the game plays out. And Atlanta's defense hasn't been great. I mean, Christian McCaffrey really went off against Atlanta. So the way Travion Henderson played and Ramondre Stevenson have played over the last few weeks it's encouraging for me. So to see if that run game could get going early, get a couple gashes, couple 8, 9 yard, 10 plays, 10-yard running plays, and set up that play action. And we set up the play action, it's going to be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap because the Falcons, they play like a combination, like a hybrid. They play man and zone, but they more predominantly play zone. So similar to what I was saying last week or 2 weeks ago with the Titans. You got the guys that could sit in the zone and make plays. So just get the football to those guys and just have them get the yards after the catch. And then as the game progresses, you'll get those down the field plays like we've seen over the last few weeks. So from Drake, just don't get overzealous so early. Like just because you see it doesn't necessarily mean you have to throw it right there. Take your time. The defense is going to ultimately give you all the answers. Want to see last week was really, I would say, the most complete we've seen the Patriots offense with the running game really getting it going, like outside of just Drake Maye. So I want to see if they could, stack another complete offensive game for New England. So I like New England in this game. I'm gonna say the Patriots win by, I'm gonna go 1 possession, maybe like 6 points or so, a touchdown. I do think the Falcons have the talent to make it interesting. New England does get off to a slow start. It's very important for the Patriots to avoid the Falcons getting off to a fast start because, again, like I said, they have players that could, you miss a tackle, they could break one for, a big play. So 9-7 going into the half against the Browns, you don't want to continue to, have those slow starts in the first half, especially against an explosive team like this. So those are some of the check marks I'm looking for in New England on Sunday. Is a fast start, strong finish, stopping Bijan Robinson, and then getting to Michael Penix, someone who's dealing with an injury in the lower extremities. Able to do those things, continue to play at the identity that the Patriots have been playing so far this season, they should get the W.
1,000%.
All right, guys, that wraps it up for episode 3 of Forever Patriots. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I see some people in there from X. couple people on my on the YouTube channel. New to the YouTube channel, please hit that like on the live video, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell to see
Throw a
when not
comment
only
in, all right?
yeah, exactly. I throw a comment in there to see when we go live, when new content is posted on YouTube. Everybody on the X, appreciate you guys, man. Go follow Forever Pat 6. It's in the description on the stream. Get those follows up for content. Is going to be a lot of the Patriots content. Forever Patriots content is going to be posted on there. So just be on the lookout for both platforms. TikTok, forever.patriots, and also on IG and Facebook, Forever Pats _. And then on Facebook, it's Forever Patriots. So appreciate you guys. Like I said, this is a new channel. Not new in terms of like concept, like always really wanted to do this, but really bringing it together now. So appreciate all the support.
100%. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. CJ for bringing me along. It's always a good time.
All right, guys, that wraps it up. Everybody have a good week. Take care. See you next week.